deep within the heart of an ancient forest, where the trees seemed to reach out like twisted fingers and the shadows danced with a sinister glee, I found myself drawn into a chilling encounter that would forever haunt my memories. A group of my friends and I decided to embark on a camping trip, seeking the thrill of adventure in the midst of the wild. Laughter and excitement echoed through the trees as we set up our tents and built a crackling campfire. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the woods around us grew darker, and an eerie silence settled in. Around the warmth of the fire, we shared stories of the supernatural, discussing creatures that existed beyond the realm of our understanding. The legend of the Wendigo emerged from the depths of our conversation, an ancient Algonquian spirit driven by an insatiable hunger for human flesh. Unfazed by the tales, we continued our banter until a sudden gust of cold wind extinguished a portion of the fire. The forest rustled with an unsettling intensity, as if whispering secrets we were not meant to hear. As the night deepened, my friend Alex decided to step away to answer nature's call. He disappeared into the shadows, leaving behind an unsettling tension. Minutes stretched into an agonizing wait, and an ominous feeling gripped us all. The once friendly woods had transformed into a realm of anxiety. Just as we were about to go in search of Alex, a chilling howl cut through the night, a mournful sound that sent a shiver down my spine. The campfire's flames flickered wildly, as if reacting to an unseen presence. Footsteps approached the campsite, but when we shone our flashlights in that direction, there was nothing but the swaying of branches. And then, emerging from the darkness, Alex stumbled back into the campsite, his eyes wide with terror. He rambled about a creature, a towering, gaunt figure with antler-like projections and eyes that burned with a malevolent hunger. He spoke of whispers that promised power and satisfaction, accompanied by icy fingers that seemed to clutch at his very soul. Fear gripped our group, and our laughter had given way to collective panic. Desperation hung heavy in the air as we debated our next move. Chants seemed to drift through the wind, as though the forest itself was alive with ominous incantations. With trembling hands, we extinguished the campfire, hoping that darkness would shield us from the sinister forces at play. But the whispers persisted, in the heart of the dense, whispering woods, where shadows played tricks, and every rustle seemed to hold a secret. A new tale unfolded, one darker and more ominous than before. On a solitary retreat, I sought respite from my bustling life, hoping nature's embrace would offer solace. The moonlight filtered through the branches, casting eerie patterns upon the forest floor as I kindled my campfire. The night air was cool, and the solitude felt comforting. As the fire dwindled, I retreated into my tent, ready to embrace the arms of sleep. But a flicker of movement beyond the fabric caught my eye. I dismissed it as a figment of my imagination, attributing it to the play of light and shadow. Hours later, I awoke with a start. Silence hung heavily, and the darkness outside seemed to press against the tent. A distant, mournful voice reached my ears, a voice that shouldn't have been there. My heart pounded as recognition dawned. It was my father's voice, who had passed away years ago. Ignoring the knot of dread in my stomach, I grabbed my flashlight and unzipped the tent. The outside world was an abyss, moonlight barely reaching through the thick canopy. My father's voice echoed again, pleading, drawing me deeper into the woods. Gripping the flashlight, I ventured forth, the ground uneven beneath my feet. The voice led me to a clearing, the moonlight revealing a figure that mirrored my father's form. But his eyes were empty, devoid of warmth. "Come closer," the figure beckoned, the voice tinged with an unnatural cadence. I hesitated, a chill creeping up my spine. "Dad?" I whispered, my voice trembling. As the flashlight's beam illuminated the figure, I stumbled back, a scream caught in my throat. It was him, yet not him. A Skinwalker, a twisted creature wearing my father's visage like a grotesque mask. Fear paralyzed me for a moment, but as the Skinwalker's illusion wavered, I fought to regain control. I reached for the protective herbs and salt in my backpack, hands shaking as I recited every protective chant I knew. But it was too late. The Skinwalker's gaze held me captive, its power suffocating my will. In that moment, my heart pounded with the realization that my own life's flame was flickering out. As the Skinwalker advanced, I managed one last feeble scream before its hand closed around my throat. Darkness engulfed me, and the forest's secrets remained hidden. Amid the tranquil embrace of the woods, I sought solace from the chaos of my daily life, embarking on a camping trip alone. The moon cast its gentle glow, and the rustling leaves provided a soothing symphony as I set up my campfire, a beacon of warmth in the cool night. With the fire's embers waning, I retired to my tent, ready to drift into peaceful slumber. Just as my eyes began to close, a flicker of movement in the bushes caught my attention. I brushed it off as a trick of shadows and tiredness, but a strange unease lingered in the back of my mind. As the night deepened, a chill ran down my spine, and I was stirred from my dreams. An uncanny sound drifted through the stillness, a faint whisper that tugged at the corners of my memory. My heart raced as recognition dawned upon me. The voice belonged to my older brother, who had passed away not long ago. Curiosity mingled with unease. I grabbed my flashlight and unzipped the tent. The world outside was cloaked in darkness, save for the pale moonlight filtering through the trees. I directed the beam of light towards the direction of the voice. "Alex?" I called out, my voice trembling. From the shadows emerged a figure, the outline of my brother, his features illuminated by the flashlight's glow. But something was off. His eyes, once warm and familiar, held an emptiness that sent a shiver down my spine. "Come closer," the figure beckoned, using my brother's voice. Yet there was a wrongness to it, a discordant undertone. With trepidation, I approached cautiously. As the light fell fully upon the figure, my heart plummeted. It wasn't Alex. It wore his face, his form, but it was not him. It was a Skinwalker, a creature that mimics the living, an entity born of ancient tales and primal fears. Fear rooted me in place, but survival instinct kicked in. I stumbled back, my heart racing as I fumbled for my backpack and its contents, protective herbs and salt. I began reciting prayers, my voice quivering, as I sprinkled the protective substances around me. The Skinwalker's illusion shattered, revealing its true form, a grotesque blend of animal and human, its eyes filled with malevolent intelligence. It hissed and snarled, unable to approach the protective barrier I had created. The rest of the night was a battle of wills, the creature taunting and cajoling, trying to break through my defenses. As dawn approached, its power waned, and with one final furious glare, it melted into the shadows.